Hey y'all, I'm Rylan. Welcome to my channel. I am here today to kick off one of my final vlogs for 2024. This one is kind of a fun one because it's also kind of a collaboration with a couple of my besties, Aylin from In My Reading Era and Stasia from Reader C. We have decided that we kind of wanted to end our Bookmas go for 2024 with a buddy reading vlog. So we are going to be buddy reading a Christmas book in this video, doing a reading vlog for it and talking about our opinions on the book. So the book that we're reading for this vlog is The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. This book and this series has been all the rage recently. None of us have read anything by this author before, but I've heard very good things about this book and wanted to give it a try before the year was over. And we thought that doing a singular buddy read as a reading vlog would be a very easy but also very fun way to and Bookmas and to be able to kind of collaborate with each other before the year ended. So this is a book that we're going to be reading and I am very excited about it. I have wanted to read this series for a while and I was able to purchase this book on Amazon for $3 thanks to rewards that I had and a coupon that the book had going at the time that I purchased it. So a $3 book, new book, in very great condition. Cannot complain about that, and I'm very much looking forward to hopping into this one in the next couple of days. I have zero idea what this book is about, absolutely none, but these are supposed to be very spicy books in this series, very fun and very cute romances, so I have high hopes just based off that. I have also been loving Christmas romances this year. I've only read a couple, but all of the ones that I have read, I've rated 4 stars or higher. One of my 2024 favorites was actually a Christmas romance that I read a few weeks ago for my very first Bookmas vlog that I uploaded on December 1st and loved it. Love all those Christmas romances that I read, and so I personally have a good feeling about this one just based off the fact that I've been in such a festive mood and I'm very much craving holiday romances right now. So we're gonna dive into this one this week. Because this is just going to be a single book reading vlog, I'll probably go ahead and update 3 or 4 times as I'm slowly making my way through it. I'll probably do 25% updates and we'll give y'all a synopsis in my first update because I seriously have no idea what it's about except for the fact that our main characters are Kira and Bennett, and it looks like she is the grump and maybe he is the sunshine, but this first sentence says Kira North hates Christmas. And that's all I'm going to say. It's all I'm going to read. We're just kind of going to jump in without knowing anything. That's how I prefer to start my books. I don't like knowing a ton about them aside from maybe the tropes and a very, very vague synopsis. So we're not going to look at anything else regarding that. And we're just going to go ahead and start reading it in a couple of days. Not quite sure when. I'm trying to juggle a couple of things before the year's out, but I'll be diving into this one this week hopefully, and I'll hop back in here with my first update in a couple of days, give y'all an official synopsis and my current thoughts on the book. I am very excited about it, as I've already said 10 times so far in the last 3 minutes, but I'll hop back in here in a couple of days hopefully with my very first updates, and we will chat more then. I wanted to show off some Christmas pajama pants that I got and a Bigfoot t-shirt that I got at the Bigfoot Museum in Georgia. It's a very exciting time, but woohoo! I did officially, technically, sorry this is not blurry, technically start The Christmas Tree Farm today. I only read 1 chapter, so don't have any updates officially yet, but I wanted to hop in here to show y'all my Christmas PJs because we are about to do our little Christmas this evening and I'm wearing my Christmas PJs for it, so just wanted to show y'all. Good evening, y'all. I just wanted to hop in with my first official vlog update for The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. Before I dive into a couple of thoughts I'm having so far, let's have a chance to give a quick synopsis about this one. This is about Kira and Bennett. Kira has just moved to this small town called Dream Harbor and she hates Christmas. She has somehow found herself in the ownership, however, of an abandoned Christmas tree farm. So that kind of sucks for her. Bennett is visiting this town because his sister lives here, and I think she was the main character of the first book in this series potentially. And he's in town just for the holidays and he is very much a fixer-upper. He wants to make everything right all the time, whether that's like by doing physical jobs to help people out or just by like providing like emotional support. He's a very much a yes type of guy and doesn't want any conflict. So when he stumbles upon her at her farm, she is very grumpy toward him and doesn't really want anything to do with him, but their paths keep crossing and they keep running into each other at this Christmas tree farm, and that's pretty much where we're at within the first 60 pages of this book. So I'm not quite 25% of the way through, but I thought that now would be a good time to hop in with my first vlog update before I went to bed, since I did read a good chunk of this book when I got home a couple of hours ago. I have thoughts about this book right now, and they're not terrible thoughts. They're not like super positive thoughts either. This book is fine. I don't know if the audiobook is helping or hurting my perception of these characters, but I really cannot stand Kira at this exact moment. I think she's a very unlikable female main character, especially for a romance, and I'm not quite sure if I'll ever end up liking her in the span of 350 pages. So I'm kind of nervous about that aspect because I feel like in romance, in order to build a connection and to really fall in love with the characters, you have to like them. It's not like a thriller where I can thrive off of unlikable or unreliable narrators. Kira here is just unlikable, period, and that's all. Bennett seems fine, but I don't really have any opinions about him currently. It's mostly just I'm focused on Kira and my dislike for her. I do think that this cover is adorable and just screams Christmas, but I'm not quite sure where the book is going to go from here. I'm a little bit nervous, honestly, and I really hope that Kira grows on me. I don't know if a reason that I'm not quite loving this book yet is because of the audiobook. I don't normally tend to care about the narrators or the voices who are doing the audiobook, but for some reason I'm not loving the voice that is doing this audiobook. So I don't know if I'll keep listening to it. I probably will, just because life is so busy and I kind of multitask while listening while still being able to pay attention to getting some tabs done. But as of right now, I'm not obsessed with this one, so we'll see what happens with it. I'll probably hop back in once I'm about 60 or 70% of the way through. I do sometimes do 25% updates, or I normally do 25% updates with one book reading vlogs, but I kind of feel like for really quick books like this, maybe it's just easier to do like 2 updates and then a wrap up. So I'll probably hop back in here once I'm a little bit past 50% for my next update, but we'll see where the wind takes us, I guess, and see what ends up happening. But so far, not loving it, so I'm a little bit nervous, but ideally my opinion has changed sooner rather than later. Hello y'all, I just got home from work, which is why I look like this, but I wanted to hop in here to do another vlog update because I am going to be busy for the rest of the night, and this is pretty much the only time that I had to do one. And I'm here to talk about the fact that I am officially 70% of the way through the Christmas tree farm. Now I'm sitting next to my Christmas tree because it's cute and I'm ready for Christmas, but this book is not making me feel like I'm ready for Christmas. This book, if anything, is making me not feel any Christmas joy at all. And that sounds very, very harsh, but that's where I'm at right now. I am almost done with the book. I'm 70% of the way through it. I gave up on 25% updates because honestly, I'm not loving the book enough to give so many updates for a single book reading vlog, but I'm almost done with the book, 70% as of nap time today, and I think I'm going to end up giving this book 2 stars. That is my current prediction, and I'm not sure if it'll increase by the end of the book. I don't know if I'm doing myself a disservice by listening to the audiobook, which I'm still not enjoying, but I feel like it is potentially making the characters sound older than they're supposed to be, and also making them sound a little bit more cringy than they're supposed to be. But I feel like this book very much holds the trope of insta-lust, and I don't like that trope a lot of times, especially for a full-length novel. The idea of insta-lust is a little bit unappealing to me, and I feel like these characters, as I told my friends today, are very horny for each other before they even really know each other. And so I'm a little bit frustrated with that aspect of this book. I also don't really like Kira right now still, who is our female main character. She's a little bit unlikable and a little bit rude to Bennett, and I feel like their characters are a little bit shallow right now. They're very much a one-dimensional couple, and I'll be curious to see if we kind of get more depth to them. We've gotten hints of depth between the two of them, but I still feel like I'm very much on the surface with these two, and I just don't really feel their chemistry right now or love them as individuals or as a couple. So that sounds really, really harsh, and I'm so sorry, but I feel like I may be the only person in the world who is not loving this book. Now, I haven't read the first 2 books in the series, and if I do ever read them, I probably would not do the audiobook route if I do end up picking them up ever, but unfortunately, not a big fan of this one so far, but I am tabbing it, and that's fun. So I guess when I unhaul it, maybe somebody will be able to get a nice copy of this book all tabbed up, so that would be cool. But we'll see what happens when I do end up finishing it. I'll hop back in here tomorrow ideally, or Friday, with my final update and wrap up, but honestly not loving it, and I'm a little bit nervous to see how it ends, just because I want to love this one, but I don't really feel any Christmas joy from it, and I don't really love our characters right now. So we'll see when I hop in to finish it. I am hoping to finish this one either tonight or tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be able to hop back in here for my vlog update until this weekend, just because I've got so much going on for the holidays, but I will of course be wrapping up this vlog once I finish this book at some point, and we'll chat more within the next few days hopefully, and a little bit nervous to see what my thoughts are going to end up being, but we will be fine. Everything will be fine. Good morning, y'all. I'm supposed to be uploading this vlog within the next hour, and I'm just now sitting down to film my wrap up for this video, so oops on me, but we're here. We're gonna wrap up this book really fast, and I'll give you all a couple thoughts that I have about this book, none of which unfortunately are that awesome, I guess. And I wish I enjoyed this book more, but unfortunately I did not, and I don't think that I am alone in my opinions, just according to what my friends have told me about their thoughts on this book so far, as we've all been buddy reading it and wrapping it up and kind of chatting about it in our group chat. So The Christmas Tree Farm, I ended up rating this book 2 stars. I unfortunately did not enjoy it very much. I did talk in previous clips about the audiobook and how I thought that that was kind of diminishing my experience reading it. And while I think that did play a small part in the end, I also just didn't love either of these characters. I mentioned this also in my last clip, but they both just felt very one-dimensional to me. They were both just very much into each other from a physical aspect, and I didn't quite feel the shift into a more emotional connection while they were busy spending time with each other on like the more physical level. And I didn't love that. I love romance because I love watching people fall in love, and I love being able to see that chemistry as they grow closer to each other, and I just did not feel that between Kira and Bennett in this book. I didn't really feel like it was all that Christmassy either, which is kind of a bummer because the cover screams Christmas. She owns a Christmas tree farm, but I just wasn't really getting that much Christmas from this book. Even though it takes place in December, even though Christmas is coming up, I just didn't really get that Christmas joy in this book that I've gotten in a lot of other holiday romances that I've read this year, and that was also a bummer for me. I did tab this one, of course, just because I thought I was going to end up loving it, and I'll probably go ahead and unhaul it and pass it along to somebody else who might love it more and who might appreciate seeing the tabs in this one, as I do have a key in the front for it. But unfortunately, this book just was not for me, and I am very sad about it because these books have been all the rage recently, and maybe my opinion is kind of unpopular in the grand scheme of things, but I just was not a huge fan of this book. All of the romantic elements to it just felt very one-dimensional to me, and it was hard for me to form a connection with these characters and to truly care about their story and their relationship, because I just wasn't feeling any connection or relatability to them at all, which is kind of a bummer. So 2 stars to this book, unfortunately, but our buddy read is done. This video goes up today, the day before Christmas Eve. I cannot believe that we are already at Christmas. This means that Bookmas is officially over as of today, for me at least, and it was really fun to be able to do this buddy read vlog as well as 11 other videos for the month of December as we got ready for the Christmas season. I will have all of the videos that I filmed and uploaded for Bookmas in the description down below in a playlist. I'll also probably have a bunch in the cards above that have been filtered in throughout this video if you want to watch any of them. This was a very fun month for me in terms of filming videos and talking to y'all about books, and I am already looking forward to next year's videos and next year's Bookmas, and cannot wait to see what happens in the new year in regards to videos that I choose to film and upload and all that fun stuff. But that's this book. Unfortunately, not a favorite of mine, and I don't think that I'll be keeping it. So it is what it is. Not my favorite one, but I am still excited for Christmas. I may try to squeeze in 1 or 2 more Christmas books while I'm on Christmas break and continue to read all the holiday romances, because I've gotten into reading them this year and I don't think I'm ready to stop quite yet. But I'll have the content warnings for this book in the description down below as per usual. Most people seem to love this one. Unfortunately, I just wasn't one of those people, but don't let my rating of this book deter you from checking it out yourself if you've had your eye on this one, because I do know that it is very much loved in the book community and I think it's cool. So yeah, that is all that I have for today's reading vlog. If you've read this book or any other holiday romances this year, feel free to comment down below and let me know. I would love to get more holiday book recommendations for next year, and I cannot wait to see what I end up reading after this. That's all that I have for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.